Hello and welcome. A couple of weeks ago, I was rooting around in the back of my bike shed, and I found a pair of wheels that I had completely forgotten that I owned. To this day, I still don't know where they came from because all my stock wheels are present and accounted for. Well, anyway, I decided to fool around a little bit with them. I converted the axles to quick release. I installed an 8-speed freewheel, and because I'd heard you can do such things, I decided to try installing a set of 29 by 2.0 mountain bike tires. I had a spare set of Continental Connection Trails laying around, so I figured, why not? Well, as it turns out, you can do that. These tires and these wheels went together like they were made for each other. Seriously, it couldn't have been easier. Then I put them on the Hyper, and I really like the looks. It's got kind of a retro rigid mountain bike aesthetic to it, and there's plenty, I do mean plenty, of clearance on the back. All sorts of room. I might have been able to put on a bigger tire depending upon width. Well, I guess that goes without saying, doesn't it? Anyway, go up front though, and it was a different story. On the front, there was maybe on a good day enough clearance between the tire and the bottom of the fork crown to slip in a business card. It was that tight. And all I could think of was, all it takes is one pebble or a stick or even a mud buildup. And all of a sudden, that front wheel would seize up and over the bar I go. I've done that on my mountain bikes, and I'm here to tell you that's not my idea of a good time. So I decided to go with Plan B. In this case, Plan B was to install a set of tires that were designed to fit on wheels like this. Specifically, I picked up a set of Continental Race Tour. They're 700 by 37 millimeter, and they have sort of an all-purpose tread. There's a nice solid bit running down the center for good rolling resistance. And there are some sort of angled lug-like protrusions along the sides to give grip, presumably when you're not on pavement. So I put them on the wheels, put the wheels on the bike, no problems, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And since these are wider than most street-oriented tires, they do give it a little bit of a more rugged look. Not as much as the mountain bike tires, but still, this bike, honest to Pete, has been so good for a mere initial purchase price of $174. It comes stock with a 1x8 drivetrain. It does have, from the factory, a quill stem and a relatively narrow diameter handlebar. Well, I'll get rid of those pretty quickly. I can't leave anything alone anyway. So I got a quill stem adapter and a 45 millimeter wake stem and a 720 millimeter wide wake aluminum handlebar. Now the gray and black color scheme, that's kind of popular these days, those matte colors, muted, low-key. Well, I decided to go with the red handlebars just to get a pop of color in there, and I like the way it looks. Still running the stock crankset, but I did upgrade to a mega range on that freewheel to get a better climbing gear out of it. You may have noticed also that I am still using the stock Falcon twist grip shifter. Well, here's the thing, as long as it's working, I'm happy to continue using it. When it ceases to work, then I'll replace it with a trigger shifter. And finally, I replaced the stock plastic and aluminum brake levers with a spare set of Tektro all alloy brake levers that I had in a parts box. along with a set of leftover Rock Bros clamp-on grips. And you know, at the end of the day, I really like this bike. I find it to be very comfortable, and I think it's kind of spiffy looking. Certainly the new tires give it an entirely different personality as far as riding goes. The ride tours are not quite as fast as the Continental Ultra Sports that I was running on it before I took those tires and wheels off and put them on my Bianchi, but they are still plenty fast. And, you know, I just cannot find anything about this bike that I presently do not enjoy. It looks good, it rides well. These new tires, they're equally at home on pavement and unpaved roads. So honestly, I've never had a set of Continental tires on any kind of a bike that I was not pleased with. I really like that brand. If you enjoyed this look at my Plan B for the Hyper Urban, there's a playlist for this bike below left, and there's a link to another video that I think you'll enjoy below right. And seriously, as always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Goodbye, and have a great day.